Polish your piece. Masterpiece, then write a masterpiece. Deep breath and release. So all you need is depth, breath, and belief to polish your piece.
Writers, readers, in-betweeners, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Polish Your Piece podcast. And today, this is really groovy because we have the 2025 Youth Works Youth here with us today. We got Channeling Media on all of the cameras. We got our eye rhymers and our eye dancers in the crowd. Y'all making some noise real quick for Polish Your Piece. That's crazy. It's going to be our first live pod, okay?
Wow.
I'm nervous. So if I mess up, so what? I'm not doing nothing 2 and 3 times. Y'all going to get it just how it is today. Ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, for everybody who don't know how this go, I'll give y'all just a little bit of background. This is a writer's pod, okay? So for everybody out there who's writing music, listening to music, dancing to music, producing music, or capturing video footage of music, this is for you, okay? So I want everybody to think about it. There will be a portion in time where you can ask questions, okay? So with that being said, all right, we're going to get into this wonderful pod today. First and foremost, I'm going to set a little bit of ground rules before I get right into introducing our guest, okay? The first thing is that B.A. Truth, B.A. Poet. Y'all clap it up for Truth real quick. Sending love and light to her today. She's not going to be with us for personal family reasons. If y'all know her, whatever, check on her, holler at her, tell her you love her. With that being said, the first rule for this pod is her rule. The first rule is love. Let me hear everybody say love. Love. All right. If you got love, I think she says you have everything great, no hate. All right. So the second rule is participate. This is a community. You know what I'm saying? So if you hear something you like, yes, period. Clock it. Okay. Fellas, if you hear something you like, especially the fellas, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, hit it with the Jeezy. Chill! That's my favorite. You know what I'm saying? Whatever type of claps, you want her to say something over again, whatever it is, all right? Make sure y'all be involved. And if you're watching on YouTube and you want to comment, please get real persnickety with your vernacular. You understand what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Make sure you get it like bad. Yeah.
It's a good word to know.
I'm really a poet. You know what I'm saying? Do not forget. Don't be confused. You know what I'm saying? So you want to make a comment. First off, please make a comment. But then after that, if you want to make a comment, make sure that comment is poetical. You know what I'm saying? I also make up my own words too. I'm charging $5. Anybody need to make them a word up. All right. So there are 3 ground rules. Okay. Love, participate, and if you're in the comment section, then you participate, you know what I'm saying, poetically, all right? It's live. This is live.
Woo! No pressure.
Yeah, all right? So, with that being said, I'm now going to introduce to you all the way, hailing from both Tallahassee and the DMV area, is in DC to be specific. We have a singer, songwriter, a sync artist, and you're gonna have to help me one more time. It is Ina.
You got it. You got it.
Hey,
Ina Art.
Y'all clap it up for Ina Art.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much. Thank y'all for being here today. Ina Art, you got it.
Ina Art, okay. You know, people, I be wanting to say Tarjay. All right, cool.
It's fancy.
I'm one of those types.
Fair
Well,
enough.
first and foremost, let's give us some background. We're so happy and proud to have you here. One of our youth workers, one of our rhyme stars, Lord JJ, came down to the music business conference down in Tallahassee with Jimmy, and Jimmy met you, and then we all learned what a great artist you were. We learned that you had spent time here and there, and so he said, "Hey, look, we look forward to working with you." And you had a trip planned up here, so we made some things work. Thank you for coming.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. It worked out perfect. The timing was God's time.
Hey now, we like the good synergy. We like the good synergy. Well, since we were talking about your name as we get started, for everyone who don't know, this podcast is going to be about how to make your writing, bring emotions to life. Okay? So, before we get too deep into that, my question is, with such a name as Ina Art, what does your name mean? What is the emotion behind the development of your name?
Sure, that's a great question, actually. So my full name, my government name, in case I ever get into trouble, is Christina Cart. But when I was little and I was doing these little performances, I've been singing since I was really, really young. It's just something I've really enjoyed doing. I could only say Ina. Christina was too many syllables for my 3-year-old self. And so when I started really taking music seriously after college, my dad called me up and he was like, "You know what you have to go with it for a stage name?" And I was like, "What?" He said, "You got to go back to Ina. You got to go back to where it all started." And my last name is Cart. And so Ina.com, and we'll get into that a little bit later when it comes to domain names and really branding yourself. But Ina.com itself wasn't available. So Ina Art, taking the last bit of my first name and my last name, was how it came together. So I guess the emotion behind it would just be natural in a sense. It's just what I was always used to when I was little. So it's very easy to come back into that, if that makes sense.
Easy. Do people understand that easy is an emotion? Because you can feel something when it's hard, right? When it's hard, you say, "Golly, this is hard." But hey, just the same, easy is an emotion. Okay, so here's my next question. This is my next thought. What inspires the emotions that you choose to exude?
Ooh, that's another great question. I feel like you got a lot of good questions up your sleeve.
I'm in my bag.
I like that.
I'm gonna keep them.
Yeah, stay there. The emotions behind a lot of my music, I would say that the overwhelming emotion that I want my music to make others feel is peace. But where it started for me was chaos. And so a lot of my songs come from a place of looking for peace in the midst of grief. Does anybody have anxiety in the crowd or depression? Okay, so same. I've definitely had my bouts of really, really bad anxiety. And for a while, I thought that was just anger. I thought it was unresolved trauma. And to an extent, yes. But what I realized once I really sat with the emotion for a while was that it's grief. And so at the center of a lot of my work is grief. But then what I want to emote and how I want to deliver grief is through peace.
Okay. I like that.
Thank you.
So, help me out. Because, see, I like what you're saying, right? And it's reminding me of the song Ascension. Okay? So now, in the song Ascension, I hear you at the beginning maybe talking about the insecurity of opening up to somebody or giving somebody all of yourself.
Yes.
But the title and the hook seem to me to be about doing the letting go. So when you're talking about it's coming from a place of chaos, but I wanted to get to a place of grief. I mean, peace, from grief to peace, from chaos to peace. Do some of your songs have multiple emotions?
Oh, absolutely.
Talk to me about that.
Absolutely. So thank you for asking that, because what I've been trying to do with a lot of my writing is use the verses to give the context and use the hooks to drive home what I want people to remember. Do y'all know what verses and hooks are? It's within a song. So the verse is coming first, but then the hook is what you want to stick. And so when I was thinking about the structure of a song, and you can apply this to poems, you can apply this to dancing, because I know that some of y'all dance. When you're thinking about the climax of your art, It's what you want the crowd to remember. So to answer your question directly, I do a lot of conflicting emotions, and especially in Ascension, because you're right, it's that give and pull between, am I really ready to give myself to be that vulnerable romantically in that instance? And then also, okay, once I am, what does that look like?
Word. So, why is bringing emotion to life through music your superpower? Why is it something that you focus on doing?
I feel like it's a gift, honestly. It's something that came very naturally to me, and I'm not saying that to toot my own horn or anything, but honestly, like when I was trying to work through like the deepest parts of my depression, the deepest parts of my anxiety, writing was always an outlet for me. And so I found it easy to put it onto paper and then to translate it. So I think, again, as you were saying, easy is an emotion. It was something that came naturally.
Okay. All right. Well, look. Let's. We've been talking. I would say in a philosophy type of way. You know, we
Right.
philosophizing
Right.
about everything.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get a little bit more, technical on
Okay.
the skill aspect because we want everybody to leave this pod being able to, as being able to translate your superpower to something that they become good at.
Right.
So, explain what does it really mean to you to bring an emotion to life, especially within the context of a song or a dance move or performance. But as you're writing, what does it mean to bring an emotion to life?
Absolutely. So we were talking about this a few weeks back on the phone, prepping for this podcast, and it really made me sit down and write out my process. Because a lot of the times when we're making art, it's really easy to just go through the motions. But when you sit down and kind of come up with that framework that you've already been doing, it's easy to answer questions like that. So the first thing I would say is it's really a 5-step process for me. And the first thing in order to bring an emotion into the song is to recognize that you're even having an emotion. So to experience, what does it mean to be present in all of the moments, the highs, the lows, the mids, everything in between. So being open to the experience and being honest enough to be responsive and not reactive in that vein, because you're really looking to be present with your emotions. So that's number one. And then the second one is to reflect. Again, I think sometimes, especially with negative emotions, it's really, really easy to want to respond or react quickly, which means that you might not have had the time to sit with the emotion. And I know if I write from a place that comes right away, sometimes that's good, but I like to sit with my emotions for a fair amount of time. And then the third thing I do, so we experience, we reflect, and then I write. So then once I've had a bit of time to really sit and feel something, or sometimes, like I said, in the middle of the actual feeling, I just write everything that I'm feeling down. And then I think about how I experienced it, and then how I want others to experience it as well. And so that's where the word persnickety really does come into play, because the more specific that you can be with your emotion for yourself, the more authentic it becomes. So we've talked about experiencing, reflecting, writing, and then what comes after that, number 4, is reflecting and revisiting it again, because now that you have a product, whether it's dance, whether it is a new beat, you have something you can go back and relive that emotion. And then the 5th thing that I'd say with bringing emotions to life is performing, because that gives you a totally new opportunity to experience that initial emotion in a different way. Like I'm sure Lord J can speak, excuse me, to this. I got to see him perform live in Tallahassee, incredible. And I just wonder, did you feel the same when you were performing as when you were writing? And how that alchemy in a way can shift the emotions in the room for yourself and then also for your audience. So 5 steps: experience, reflect, write, revisit that emotion, and then perform.
Listen, we always love a step by step. All right, because that means for all of my YouTube University goers, you already know you got 5 joints. So experience.
You got it.
Revisit.
Yes, sir.
What is it? What's the next?
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And then reflect and revisit that again.
Reflect and revisit again.
and then to perform it.
Then
So
perform it
you got it.
to make sure that it feels like what you thought it was supposed to feel.
Right. Or even to be open to, if it wasn't anything that you thought it was going to be open to that new experience, because then that initial experience that you had can turn into something completely different. I can give you an example, actually, if that's okay. So I wrote a song called Fireworks. I don't think I'm performing it today, but I actually wrote it in the middle of an anxiety attack. I was just like, for me, I was so stuck in my brain and I was going back and forth with myself. And it just got to the point, y'all ever get to a point where you just have to surrender to your mind, where you're just like, you know what, whatever the mind needs, I'm going to give it. So I'm just writing. And then it turned into a song. After a number of years, I started as a poem and then I turned it into a song. And so maybe 2 years back, I'm performing this song just at an open mic type of situation. And I see these kids in front of me and they're just dancing and they just look so happy and at peace. And so it was really, really cool to see kids just experiencing my art, my music in a totally different way than I'd imagined. And so what I was able to do, and the reason I use the word alchemy, do people know what alchemy mean in the room? Alchemy is to shift. So basically an alchemist is someone who takes one situation or one emotion or one thing to turn it into another. And so the alchemy that happened with my music and what I saw was initially when I was writing, I was crashing out. It was bad. But then years later, I'm singing the same song and I'm watching other people experience it in a totally different way. So that was the example I wanted.
That's crazy, because if I was about to cry and I wanted to fight and I write a song and y'all get the crazy leg into it, I'm going to be mad.
Loki.
If I see somebody pop, lock, and drop to my pain. Right. Y'all don't want to hear you. I love what she said. Y'all don't want to hear me sing. Y'all just want to dance. But that'd be crazy though. So I can understand. I'm glad that felt good to you. Because if I write a song where I was stressed out, I mean, I want my listener to be stressed out with me. I mean,
fair.
Theoretically. You know what I'm saying? Or I want them to be stressed out when they listening, but then at the end of my song, they coming from being stressed out because of the song. Not just straight off start, yo stress. I'd be pissed.
No, that is definitely fair. I was talking to my boyfriend about this a little while back, actually, because when I first started putting out music, I remember thinking to myself, like, I want these people to feel exactly how I'm feeling. Like, I'm sure when y'all are doing choreography again, when you're producing, like, maybe you do want people to be like, oh, this is the vein of thought that I'm in, so I want to bring people into that. And I kind of had to surrender, in a sense, to my expectations about how things would be received. Because when we put things out into the world, part of the process is accepting that it might not be received the way that you intend it to be, but allowing that to be okay and being open to that experience has been transformative to me. But you're definitely right, because if I put out a stress song, like a real stress song, and I saw someone like dug into it, I think I'd be like,
All right,
I feel that.
So check, right?
Yeah.
When we talked about, persnickety, you talked about being specific about the words you choose.
Mm-hmm.
How do the words, concepts, melodies, beats, when you're writing, how important are the choice of those things into conveying the emotion properly?
That's a good question. I would say very important, because again, you're telling a story. You're really trying to capture a moment for yourself. So when you're thinking about all the elements, you have to consider, at least in the vein of music, the production, so the instrumental behind it, the lyricism, the melody choices, and so on and so forth. And so I'd say yes, very, very important. And so what that looks like in terms of selecting things, I know for me, when I'm writing, a lot of times I'll start with a melody in my head and I'll kind of want to build it out. I play the piano, so I'll sit in front of a piano, or I'll just hop onto YouTube and just look up different beats and just start listening to different sounds. And then when I start humming over it, that's when I know, like, okay, boom, this works. Because what I'll do is I'll start with the emotion that I want to capture. I'll have that in my brain. I'll find a sound that I want, whether it's on the piano or online. And then once I can hum a melody to it, then it sticks and I start to build it off from there. So being honest enough and present enough with my emotions to trust my gut when something sticks is what that looks like.
So, for an example, I'm gonna give you an emotion.
Okay.
Tell me a word that you wouldn't use, a word that you might use.
Okay.
All right. So the emotion that I'm thinking of right now is angry.
Mm. That's tough because off off bat, what's really cool about art and with emotions in general is I feel there is no wrong way to do it as long as you're being authentic with yourself because anger and just like any other emotion is so subjective. So the first word that came to my mind when you said it was livid. That's something that livid.
Livid.
Yeah, because I was just like, that's a word that sticks. It pops out. And to me, it has a little bit of punch behind it. But in terms of coming up with a word that I wouldn't use, honestly, for me, I can't think of any off the bat, but I wouldn't write anything off because as long as you can explain the word enough that your audience feels it, any word is acceptable, in my opinion.
Okay. Now, in your choice of livid, do you think about? Because my wife will tell me, she was like, "Look, y'all rappers can say mostly any words you want, but some words are ugly to say."
Hmm.
So when you pick the word livid, are you taking into factor like what's gonna sound better? You know, I'm not gonna just say mad because what I'm gonna say, hey, I'm mad. Like if I'm saying, but livid, you can probably get a little, you can get a little saucy with livid.
Sure.
So are you taking that into account?
It's a good question, too.
I appreciate how you treasure my questions. You making me
They're
feel
really good.
smart and good. I asked a question you like.
They're really good. Because I was watching previous
that
podcasts and I was like, they ask good questions. I feel like I've subconsciously taken those kinds of things into account for sure when considering how might this sit with the audience, especially if it's a more sensitive topic. Like you always, in my opinion, you want to think about how it will be received to an extent, at least to be respectful and authentic to your own story. But I don't think that I've gone as far as to like really consciously think, okay, how would livid sit versus mad? Again, it just goes back to authentically lining up with my emotion in the moment. What does this feel like for me? And can I really defend it? Can I provide context enough where the word is worthy of being in this?
Okay. All right, well, look, I got one more question.
Okay.
Still on skill. Then we're going to get some crowd participation, get everybody in here a little active, okay? I'm going to get you active too. We got a game or two to play, okay? All right, so this is like my last question before we get into it. Take me through the writing process of Gravity. Take me through the writing process of that.
Sure.
Because I want to know, do you, and I mean, you kind of hinted at it already, but do you have to 100% be feeling the emotion to write a song? Or do you sometimes just tap into a storytelling mode where you don't feel that feeling, but you're conveying that emotion because that's just what the beat called for, or that's just what you challenge yourself to write that day?
Sure. So I'm glad you asked that question because I do two types of writing. I write for myself, I write my own stories, and then I also write for other artists. I write on behalf of other people's stories to their prompts. And so I do a bit of both. But for Gravity specifically, and for any music that I put out under Ina Art for myself, I definitely have to feel it fully. I have to be coming from a place where I can really center and again be fully present with those emotions. And to your point, you don't always have to be completely in line with those emotions. For example, when you're writing a prompt or working on a group project, for example, I know a lot of y'all probably collab on projects with one another or with artists outside of here. And so sometimes you're forming that story together. But what I do think is important no matter what you're doing, whether it's your own art or collabing or answering someone else's prompt, is again finding just a bit of yourself, enough to tap in authentically and resonate with that emotion. But for Gravity specifically, I wrote that about the person that I'm dating right now. And I sat down and really thought about how I was feeling. He was actually in the studio when I recorded it for the first time, and we were just doing the demo, so you can hear a difference even in how it was sung, how it was performed when he was in the room. And so, yes, to your point, it's really important for me to feel it. He reacted well.
He reacted well?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think so.
They're gonna sing me a song. That means you sing about me. Okay. All right, I love it. All right, so look. Let's get active a little bit.
Time to wake up, y'all.
All right, cool. So this is the first thing that we're gonna do. All right, this game is called Whose Line Is It Anyway? All right. So we, had a little bit of a conversation. I kind of got a good grip on what artists you like to listen to or whatever like that. And I think I picked some decent ones. So I am going to do my best at saying the lyrics.
I want to hear him sung. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm gonna be as close as I think they are.
Okay, love it.
All right.
Love it.
Pre-production is one of them things you do, but So anyway, I'm gonna get to the lyrics. All right. You and the crowd, if you know the song, sing the song, finish it out, and tell us what artist it is. Okay? That's Whose Line Is It Anyway? Is everybody ready? Is everybody ready? He said,
I'm putting the mic straight out here because I'm actually horrible at this game.
Oh, we're gonna see. All right, this is the first one. All right. Let me get myself together. All right, here we go. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
All right. Didn't they tell you I was a savage? Forget your white horse and a carriage.
Oh, Lord.
Bet you could never imagine. Never told you you could have it. Needed me.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am. Woo!
Hey now.
Give it up for your classmate. Y'all
Yeah.
There we go. Good work.
Hey, okay. So y'all on one. Did you know that one?
I did.
Okay, cool. All right. Ina up one. All right, cool. And we got Peyton on the board. All right, here go the next one. Just sing it out. Don't let them try to hold you back next time. All right. No, because you got to be involved. All right, here we go. Just because I love you and you love me, it doesn't mean that we're meant to be. I can't climb mountains and swim across the seas, but the most frightening thing is you and me. I'm lions and tigers and bears, but I'm scared of Jasmine Sullivan. Yes.
Peyton's
Oh
on
my.
it today.
Let's
Thank you,
go.
Kay.
Yeah, Miss K. All right, cool. Last one. All right.
Ina 1-0.
All right. Come out the winner on this one. Try.
Whew.
Are you ready? Out of my mind. How many times did I tell you I ain't no good at being alone? Sing it. Let's go. Yeah, it's taking a toll on me, trying my best to keep me from tearing the skin off my bones. Don't you know?
I lose control when you're not next to me.
Yes.
Teddy swims, y'all. If I got into any game show, that is the audition. So are y'all hip to Teddy swims? That man.
That boy
sing.
nice.
Woo. Yeah. I think it went viral at some point. It was on TikTok, but I'm so glad I got that.
There you
'Cause
go.
I'm not sure.
2-1. You got it. Everybody clap it up, y'all. Who got it again?
We did it. Thank y'all. Thank you, Kay. Thank you, Peyton.
All right, cool. All right, so I got another game. All right, this one right here is called Word Association. All right, this time y'all gonna have much more to do with this, okay? So I am going to say the first one. I'm gonna say a word, and we're going to ask Ina first. But if anybody else decides to jump in, you must sing a song that the word is in. Okay?
I like that.
So, For an example, if I said lion, y'all would say, scared of lions and tigers. Exactly.
So we
Okay?
dance and sing, Peyton. Okay.
So, y'all got it. Y'all got it. All right, y'all got how it's gonna go. So I'm gonna say the first word, but then I'm gonna ask y'all some words. So y'all think of the next words, okay? All right, everybody ready? All right, first word, Ina. Huh? Well, I'm only gonna say two, then y'all gonna say the rest. All right, here we go. First word. Emotional. Sakai, you had it?
Okay, Ina doesn't have it either.
Anybody got one?
Why is I know there's so many songs within it. Off the top of my head, it's not coming.
Sing it.
I know the lyrics
What you say,
either.
Miss Kay? Yes, that's the one I want to hear. Sing it.
Please?
Only thing I know is I'm emotional and I can't let go of you.
I don't
That's
think I've
it.
heard that song before.
That's called Thomas.
Carl
Yeah, get on your
Thomas.
game. That's 90s, a 90s professional.
Okay.
Carl Thomas. All right, cool. Somebody raise their hand. Peyton's gonna bring you the mic. One of y'all gotta tell us what the next word is.
Yeah, keep it simple because apparently emotional was too hard for me this morning.
Peyton to Peyton.
The next word is Tom.
Tom.
Baby, take your time. What's the rush?
Hey!
Yeah, baby, I'm a dog. I'm a mud.
I'm a mud dog. I'm a mud. I like that
Thanks.
joint.
Yeah, that went viral out of nowhere. That was great.
All right, that was a good one. All right, who got the next one?
The next word.
Yeah.
Burn.
Burn. Ooh. That's I don't know. That's this song. Well,
What I say next word?
You can say the next word, but for everybody who don't know, he went Usher. He said, "Let it burn."
Oh yeah. Oh,
let
there's
it
another.
burn.
There's
Gotta
another
let it burn.
Adele song too. It goes, I set fire to the rain.
Yes.
Let it burn as I touch your face.
Come on now.
That's a good one.
That went triple platinum in my house.
Yeah.
All the women in my house would tear that
Oh, that's
up.
another time one. Wow. Aiden's on fire today, man.
Next word, water. Water.
Make me sweat.
Hey.
Make me water.
Come on.
Make me lose my. Is it breath?
Hey.
Breath. Or whatever she said.
I got another a word.
Okay.
So, just back.
Love.
Love don't cost a thing.
Sing it.
Oh,
Knew what I was missing.
Yeah.
But the moment
He said you can't play no more. You dominated.
we love it
Cool.
though.
So, y'all got any more words?
Yeah.
What's your word, Sean?
I can think about a good one that you're not going to get. I don't got one.
That's okay. Well, what's the first word that comes to mind when you feel good?
Happy.
Cause I'm happy, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy, clap along if you. I forget the rest of the lyrics.
Hey.
That's a good
Happy.
one.
All right. Well, look, that transitioned us into another game. Now,
Third game.
we heard of a. What is it? Go ahead.
Can we talk?
Can we talk for a minute?
Sing it.
Girl, I want to know your name. Yeah, that's me. Hey.
Can we talk
There you go.
for a minute? Girl, I want to know your name.
Y'all heard him.
Great
Yeah.
song.
Hey now. All right. So we got word association. Now, this is a little tricky. Nobody ever played this before. We made this up right here on Polishing Peace Podcast. What about emotion association?
Ooh.
All right. So, I got 4 emotions, and I want y'all to sing a song that applies to the emotion, okay? Everybody ready?
Yeah.
First one, a sad song.
Hello.
That is great. That is one of the first songs I thought of too, because Adele was so sad when she
Do it. You know it?
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
Hello, it's me. I was wondering if after all these years you like to speak, to come over. Something. Man, I'm not doing any of these songs justice. Hello from. Oh, I can't go that high. Hello from the other side.
Hey.
At least I can say that I tried to tell you I'm sorry for everything that I've done, or for breaking your heart, or whatever she did. She was very sorry because she was crashing out in that song.
Word. All right. Y'all did good with that one.
Y'all did great.
Okay.
That's a good
All
one.
right, now,
Thank you for coming.
How about this one? Inspirational song.
Ooh. What is that one? What's that one Katy Perry song?
Yeah, to inspire someone. Say it again. What you said? Y'all better move that dough. Y'all better move that dough. Okay.
There's an India RE song that I used to listen to called, I think it's Video. I'm not your average girl from your video.
Oh, I love India.
Yeah, I can't remember the lyrics for anything. God be with me.
Glory by John Legend.
Oh,
Glory.
that is a great one. Really, really good for film too.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. That's one of those that I think so many people felt so moved by it. It was easy to slide it into a movie and really capture that moment. And that was a beautiful song.
Nah, yeah, for sure. Remember we did Glory one year at that museum? Yeah, no, that's lit. All right.
You sing? Sounds like it.
They
Everybody
who
who says they don't sing, I'm looking at you sideways because yes, you do. Because I can hear it.
So check it, right? What about an aspirational song? Somebody's aspiring to be something.
Think about the Lion King song. You remember when Simba's I just can't wait to be king. Happy feeling like I also wanted to be a king. I was like, okay. Yeah, and it's like it's such a those are one of those songs where you don't really have to look for the metaphors because it's intended for an audience that may not be as mature for the metaphor, but that's an easy one.
Yeah.
Which one did you say? Sorry, I missed
he said One Wish by Ray, because if he had one wish, friends, all of that. I don't know if we can sing what he be saying, but
who's that by?
Ray J. That's Brandy's
Thank y'all.
brother.
Y'all are putting me on. Yeah, I'm serious.
You didn't know that Ray J was Brandy's brother? I forgot. It's called Youth Works. Yeah, Ray J and Brandy, they brothers and sisters. Right. Yes, they did. Well, I mean, everybody's siblings don't look perfectly like each other, but it's all good. Plus, you can tell one get the crazy gene all the way, and then one get the regular gene. You know how I do. No, I'm just playing. All right, cool. All right, so let's move on from here. All right, so we have a thing called a Master's Minute. This is an opportunity if you wanted to share anything, maybe something you're working on, maybe something that's deep in your bones. Our next month's feature, she just had this, I don't know if it was a ballad, but she just sung from her soul. And we had a couple of our poets really get busy in this Master's Minute. So you got something you wanted to share with us for a Master's Minute?
Yeah, like a song or something?
Yeah.
Okay, absolutely. Yeah. I was actually just talking to Jimmy about this on my way over, but for those of you who don't know, I'm adopted. I was adopted from China in 1997 during the height of what was called the One Child Policy Act. And this was an act that was in China forcefully from the late 70s all the way into the early 2000s as a means to try to control famine and population control, essentially. So, what that led to was a lot of babies, especially female babies, being either aborted or set for adoption or abandoned altogether. And so, something that I've been working on is writing music that speaks to that, because a lot of identity comes from your family. You can look at people that are akin to you, you can look at people that look like you, that have the same experiences. And I didn't grow up quite like that. And so, for those of you guys who are going to be here tonight, I'll actually be performing this again. But there's a song that I'm writing that will pair alongside what I would like to become a documentary that kind of takes me and takes the audience back to China with me while I search for my family. I see you have your hand up.
I have a real good question.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you ever meet your original family like you did your real family?
No, I don't. Thank you for asking. So with a lot of the adoption that was happening at the time, it was really corrupt, and so adoption was actually not allowed technically. And so a lot of families, including what I would assume is my own, I actually don't know anything, including my own birthday, had to give up the babies in secrecy, just hoping that they would be found by the government to be then put into the adoption system. So long answer, but short answer is no, I have not. Aiden?
Pass the mic, y'all.
Thank you.
It's actually crazy because it's a movie that's about that, like a one child policy.
Yeah.
I know that was a failure. Like,
Yeah. Which one did you watch?
It's called What Happened to Monday. She has like 6 siblings. Like,
Oh, okay. I think I have heard of that before. Let me
watched
write
that.
that down.
that's really crazy.
Okay. What happened to Monday? Was that, do you know if it was set in China or if it was just around something? It was more fictional.
I'm not for sure, but
It was a little bit more fictional, but it was definitely like based. It wasn't based here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Yeah, so I can sing this song. Actually, DJ, would you be able to play one of the tracks for me? I compare it, and I'll just preface it a bit. So the song is called "Letters to the Sun," and for me, a lot of my emotions and something I struggle with at the core of my grief um, is not having a place to go for them. So again, not knowing my birthday, not knowing who to talk to or what to ask or what even to say. So this song is really me expressing what I would say if I was standing in front of my biological mom or dad, and it's called "Letters to the Sun." I'm just gonna pull up the lyrics. It's been a minute since I since I performed this one.
Hey.
Here we go.
You got the beat already?
Alrighty, DJ, whenever you're ready. Thank you.
A master's minute. Art. DJ Silent King.
Also, plugging his sound. He sent me some of his stuff. That man can make some music. Y'all gotta tap in with each other's art. I really like his stuff.
What about it?
Probably got to switch from podcast to playing music.
Yeah, thanks for doing this on the fly for us. But when you guys are writing or when you guys are journaling, do you ever feel like you have nowhere to go with it? Like you're just not really sure whether it's you're trying to turn to God, you're trying to turn to a sibling, or you're just not really sure where to start? Is that something you've experienced?
Good question.
Is there ever a time when you're venting or maybe you're writing, especially journaling just for yourself, where you have all these questions, you have all these thoughts, and you're not quite sure where to go with it?
yeah.
Yeah, or you're not sure who to talk to about it. That's correct, or even how to go about it, she said. Yeah. When I perform, I like trying to prompt it in a way that people can find themselves in your art, because I think that's where the magic happens a lot, especially in that fifth step we were talking about, performances. when other people can lock in with you. Like, I know a lot of people, and it to their own credit, are really focused on metrics and making sure your numbers look right on your reels and stuff. But some of the best compliments and the best feelings I've gotten after a show is someone coming up to me and being like, "Man, I really felt this song, and here's why." So that's something that's really powerful.
Can we do it a cappella?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, let's do it a cappella.
Okay, sure. So the first verse, it goes like this. So much to say. Where do I start? Oh, it's been years. We've been apart. So much to tell you. So much to express. As I write words on a letter with no address, there's no way to reach you. How do I get home? How do I retrace every step back to a place I've never known? How do I get back to you again? And then I go into the second verse, I say, so many questions. Are you okay? Are you protected? Mom, are you safe? Dad, how is your health? How is your joy? Where is your spirit? How can I hear your voice when there's no way to reach you? How do I get home? How do I retrace every step back to a place I've never known? How do I get back to you again? Thank you. Thank you.
Cheer!
Thank you.
Love
I
it.
guess if someone dug into this, I'd be kind of
You know what I'm saying? Somebody was, how do I get that?
A remix would be kind of lit, but just like the slow version, it's like the beat behind it is super, super mellow. So if someone was like doing this thank you like to it, I'd be like, okay.
Word. All right, so cool, right? Check it. We've come to the end of the pod.
We did it, guys.
We do this thing at the pod. It's called pen or pad. Okay? So I'm going to give you two options, and I'm going to ask you to choose. You can explain if you like, or you can just choose.
Okay.
Okay? Piano or a cappella?
Piano.
Okay. Harmony or melody?
Melody, because you can't have harmony without the first.
Okay. Freestyle or written?
Ooh. Oh, that depends. For me, written. My writing style.
Now I'm ready to tear the crowd up with this one. Music or football?
Ooh.
Y'all ain't know. She played corner. She played wide. What else position you played?
I played on special teams. I used to play on the JV and varsity boys football team in high school, actually, all 4 years. I'm being dead serious. And you would never know. I would say music because after high school, I actually thought about playing football in college, and my mom was like, absolutely not, which I get. But football builds the character that has allowed me to walk in with as much confidence as I do with my music. So they play with one another, but music is something that'll always be with me. My body is too tired for football now.
I just need the career stats.
Let's see, one fumble recovery. I didn't get a lot of stats, and I count stats as varsity stats.
Okay.
I didn't get a lot of stats and play time. Like, our team was very, very good. A lot of folks went on to play, like, D1 and do really well. So I didn't get a lot of stats, but a couple fumble recoveries, couple catches. No touchdowns, to be honest with you.
You don't know how to do it right. Because I'm telling you right now, I'm counting JV, I'm counting varsity.
Oh, true.
I'm counting semi-pro. And good lies, can't wait. I had 4 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? I had a fumble recovery for a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? One time, I kicked it, punted it, ran down, caught it, ran it back myself. You know what I'm saying? That's how you got to embellish.
Let me take y'all on a story. There was this one time then that I got like 3 touchdowns back to back to back, and that definitely happened. I can't lie for sure. Excuse me.
Right.
Cut that. Cut the cameras.
Pass the mic.
It was pads.
Was it flag or contact?
Contact.
Pads. Dead serious.
Was y'all shoulder pads crop top, or y'all had the full, like the same one as the
This is the regular stuff.
It would be him.
Crop top. I feel like that's all of it.
All pads are crop top.
Did you ever wear pads that covered your stomach? Because that's
He never
weird.
played.
What did you play?
He never played.
Like I tried some shoulder pads on, but I seen girl football and y'all's like come up here, stop at like under your chest.
No, I feel like because all the men's football stuff looks
Pass
the same
it to
as
Sean,
mine. Yeah.
man.
Maybe it was too small. I don't know.
Fair. Yeah, that's true. We did have some smaller players where it covered the whole thing.
All right, so real question. Were you more of like a Ray Lewis or like a DK Metcalf or like what was your specialty? Like defense, offense, special teams?
That was actually my next pen and pad question. Offense or defense?
Offense.
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 What's your favorite route to run?
My favorite route to run? I like a good post route. You just cut straight through, get past the safeties, go in. Or because corner over the shoulder, I miss those a lot. Or a good slant or a screen, because the screens were good too. A lot of the times, like even though I was fast, they would have me like quick turn step. For those who don't know what screen is, it's just a quick step and you turn straight to the quarterback.
A screen requires a lot of good defense reading and a good play scheme.
That's definitely. And when I said offense, I didn't mean to say that defense doesn't matter, because it definitely does. But if you have a good offensive team, your defensive team doesn't have to work.
My favorite is probably like a corner, a fade, and probably a slant.
Okay. What position did you play?
I play defense mainly, but offense I play running back and I also play tight end.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Word. All right, so here is the finale question. For pen or pad. And it's the reason for the game. Would you rather be the pen or the pad? The pen represents the creation, the writing, the process of beginning, the getting the emotion out. The pad represents where the words live, where people see them, the product, the performance. So, do you consider yourself, would you rather be, what do you choose? The pen
you're asking
or the
questions.
pad?
Or you really can't have one without the other. You can't have offense without defense. You can't have a pen without a pad.
That's why I said either or.
resonate the most? I'd say the pen for me, because some of the most beautiful part that I feel of art is the private part, the part that nobody sees, which is just that raw emotion, those first 2 steps, writing, experiencing and reflecting. So pen is what I'd say.
Yeah.
Yes, what you?
I was going to say the pen.
Without the pen, there's no creation.
Correct.
We like that, Ty. All right, cool. Well, listen, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, y'all clap it up for Ina. Art.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you all for watching online as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a wonderful pod. I don't even remember. I think Truth would say something like, you take time. I'm not even going to butcher it, all right? But listen, we have had an enjoyable time. We played a bunch of games. We asked some deep questions. I hope y'all remember those 5 things Go back and watch this joint. Have some fun. Ladies and gentlemen, that's been the Polish Your Piece podcast. Everybody, clap it up, lock it in. We out of here, y'all.
Mr. Cup.